What's good, everybody? It's your boy D-Man Neeyooo here, and today we're actually about to do a reaction to a strange. This is brought to you by Strange Horror Stories. This is called Almost Kidnapped, a true horror story. Never really watched it, but I was asked to go ahead and do one of the videos. So I'm about to see what's popping with it. So without further ado, let's get it. Let's go.
This was in 1998. I was 5 and my brother was 2. We'd just moved to a house in a village with our parents. I remember we were outside. My mom was pregnant with our little sister at the time, so she was sitting and resting her legs on a chair, sunbathing while me and my brother played around in the yard. It was late summer, and there were loads of flowers near the road. I convinced my brother to come with me so we could pick a bouquet and give it to our mom. He thought it was a great idea and happily ran out to the flowers and started picking the ones he liked best. I walked a few steps behind him and also picked out the flowers that I liked and had started to assemble a bouquet when I heard a voice behind me. I turned around and looked up to see a man with a big white beard, smiling widely towards me and my brother. I was raised to be polite towards people, so when he said hello, I answered with a hello back. I continued to assemble the flowers. The man then told me that he'd been looking for me and my brother because his wife had told him to bring home 2 children just like us. She had bought too much ice cream and didn't know what to do with it. I might have been raised polite, but I wasn't a naive child and was pretty cocky as well. I replied to him saying that he was lying and that he needed to get away from us. I just felt there was something fishy about him. Then he started to get more physical and was trying to usher me and my brother towards his bike. Before I could fully realize what was happening, he tried—
Hold up. You trying to kidnap somebody on a bike? A pedal ski bike? My dude, seriously? You looking for trouble to happen to you.
Tried to lift my brother up and put him on his bike. My brother screams out in fear while I stepped between them and yelled loudly, "No!" My mom then heard the commotion, stood up from her chair and yelled towards the man, asking what the hell he thought he was doing. The man faced me, smirked, and ran to his bike, speeding away from there as quickly as he could. My mom then came down to us, trying to calm my little brother who was now crying and frozen in fear. Me? I was just pissed. I didn't fully grasp what he was trying to do until a few years later. When I was around 11 years old, a man was trying to take my ice cream at a gas station in a joking way. I thought that something was off about him. My mother then came and pulled me away from him. When we were in the car, she asked me if I remembered the time that a man almost kidnapped me and my brother. I remembered it very well. This is when I finally realized what I was a part of and what it could have turned into.
Six years ago, I was a sophomore in high school. My high school was about a 10-15 minute walk every morning. Most of the time, I had to leave about 6:30 a.m. to get there at 7 a.m. if I wanted to get through security and still make it to class on time. It was early in the school year, around October or November. I was getting ready to leave my house when I saw my aunt struggling to take the laundry bags outside. We were renting a house at the time, and the nearest laundromat was about a block away. I figured I had enough time to help her load the laundry cart, and as she was getting ready to leave, I gave her a hug and walked in the other direction. That's when I saw him. He was huge, holding some sort of duffel bag. He was almost 6 feet tall, wide built, and wore a hat, a gray jacket, blue jeans, and sneakers. He stood about 15 feet away from me. I remember locking my gate and walking towards his direction, making sure not to make eye contact. I did this when I walked by any male. I have this defensive nature due to my past experiences.
Good.
Suddenly, he dropped his duffel bag, outstretched his arms like he was waiting for me to run into them, and said,
"Give me a hug, baby girl. You look so good."
I turned around and looked at my aunt, who thankfully had not left yet. She asked me if I knew this man. When I said no, she told me to get into the house immediately. I turned around and bolted to my front door. As I did, so did he. He almost caught me by the back of my shirt when my aunt and I forced the door shut. I felt both adrenaline and fear running through me like I've never felt before. The man started banging on the door with both his fists, yelling,
"Next time Mommy won't save you. I know where you live. I'll be back. I'll get you."
My aunt called the cops while all of this was happening. After about a minute or two, the man grunted, took our laundry that my aunt had left outside, and ran away. After some time, we realized he took it halfway down the block, opened the bags, and dumped some of the clothes in the middle of the street. I'm not sure why he did this, but finding a pile of your clothes in the middle of the street is very unsettling. The cops took about half an hour to get to me, which I thought was ridiculous since they were less than 2 minutes away.
Right.
They took my statement, but told me that it wasn't much help. I made sure to be dropped off at school for some time after this incident. I often replay the same entire morning in my head, every few months or so. Thank God my aunt was there. Had she not been there, I wouldn't have been able to get the door open in time. What could have happened after that? I don't want to know.
Yo, that shit there is some creepy as like really, like who just you gotta be one sick ass person to one want to kidnap somebody, let alone a child, and then two to have the thoughts that you have going in your head to want to do that type of stuff. That's it. That's just my mindset. I'm sorry, you can't do that. I love kids too much. It's that's just something you don't do. So you're a good parent. Watch your kids. Don't not have them out of your eyesight for nothing. Hell, I don't even have my godchild, my niece out of my eyesight, especially when they out outside playing. True story. I had left to go somewhere for a little while, and my niece and her friend was actually here. Was here at the house playing, doing their little major drumettes and stuff, majorettes and things out in the front yard. And when I came back, I heard that they had ran inside. They ran inside, everything like that. Because I had just came back and they ran inside. A little scared, but trying to find out what's going on. So when I get inside, I was like, "What's going on? What happened? Why did y'all run from?" They was like, "No, we didn't run from you. We ran from the guy down the street." I'm like, "What guy?" And they're like, I used to live in this neighborhood. This neighborhood, like my grandma, I kind of grew up in this neighborhood. My grandma and everything, we used to stay like 2 houses down. So she gets here. I mean, when I talked to them, they was like, "Well, the guy down the street was trying to call us to get in his car." I'm like, "What guy?" So she told her mama and everything like that. The mama actually told me the full story, saying the guy they was outside playing, and he was actually outside trying to call them and get them to come to his car and his vehicle and this and the third, blah, 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 blah. Now, like I said, I grew up in this neighborhood, which means that I know every car on this street and on this block and the ones behind me. So when they described the car to me, I was like, okay, hold up. I rode around to go find it. Luckily, they had already called the cops. Of course, the cops didn't get there until like 15, 20 minutes later. And when they stayed driving around the neighborhood, but they got here like 15, 20 minutes later. I rode around, knew the car that they was already talking about because the way she described it, I already knew it. So cops get here, explain the situation to them, tell them there's nothing they can do. This and that, blah, blah, blah. So I see the guy again one night leaving to go somewhere else. Okay, I know the guy, got the description of his face, everything. Not even, I'll say 10 minutes later after I left and came back, cop was at his house. I don't know what happened. but I know something. They was at the guy's house. Ever since then, I told her anytime she wanted to play or do anything, go in the backyard. Because I'm not going to jail. I'm trying not to go to jail for beating the hell out of somebody for trying to kidnap my niece. That's not about to happen. This is straight realness. So yeah, watch your kids. Watch your kids, your guys' kids, your niece, nephews, whatever. Watch them. Because this world is crazy. They really are. But that's a good story. Good story. I like that story. Very good story. We're going to keep this going with him. The stories on here is really good. So anyway, for right now, I'm gonna go ahead and end it right here. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Strange stories. Yeah, my applause, my dude. So hey, and your effects on here is off the chain. Like, I gotta give you that. Your effects on this is off the chain. I like that. Like, I like how you had your effects coming in. I like how you had everything just written, just coming through there. I like that. So I much love to that. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end it right here. Till next time I see you, when I see you, holla at your boy. Peace.